Right, I've got a little bit of Rocky 3 action for you today. And this fig of Clubber Lang is played by Mr. T. Rocky 3 Clubber Lang. This is a little bit different. He's not the most exciting figure, I know, nothing compared to like Predator or Alien. But I am a big fan of the Rocky franchise, and I think there's a lot of us out there who love the Rocky movies. But this, Rocky 3, was like just pure 80s cheese. It really was. By this point, Rocky had become the world heavyweight champion, and he was letting money and stuff get to his head, fame and fortune, clothes, the cars, the motorcycles, everything like that. You know, he was beginning to lose himself. And in Rocky 3, Clubber Lang is the guy that steps up. He's living in the shitty basement houses and stuff, and he's training with all the basic equipment and stuff, and he's just a big hitter. Big hitter. And he wants what Rocky has. And he basically steps up to the challenge when they're unveiling a Rocky statue in Philadelphia. Clubber goes along to the big conference thing, the big unveil, and basically challenges. You can probably see the reflection of my Rocky poster in the background, how ironic. This isn't going to be a great video at all, but you guys get the zest, you get the general idea. So he challenges Rocky by insulting Rocky's wife Adrian. Rocky flips and agrees to fight Clubber. So spoiler alert, Clubber Lang wins the fight and becomes the world heavyweight champion. And poor Mickey Goldmill, Rocky's trainer, suffers a heart attack and dies. So Rocky, who's at a loss, accompanied by a cheesy soundtrack and all, is then helped by his former nemesis, Clubber Lang, and a beautiful poster, quite an iconic poster actually of Rocky 3, Sly there, the greatest challenge. And in the series we've got Rocky with the title belt, kind of reminiscent of that poster actually. Rocky in the gold trunks, and then we've got two versions of Clubber. So anyway, Apollo Creed comes out of retirement to help Rocky. Training, he takes him to this hardcore gym, gets him away from the spotlight, and says, look, if you want to get the fucking title back, you know, you're going to have to get back to the basics, you know, enough of all this camera shit. And then Rocky, you know, comes back, wins the fight. We don't hear of Clubber anymore, and then he goes on to make several films to milk the franchise even further. But I'll read this for you guys. So Rocky battles his most powerful adversary yet, the ferocious Clubber Lang. After suffering a humiliating knockout at the hands of Clubber, it becomes apparent that Rocky has lost his edge. Considering hanging it all up, Rocky receives encouragement from an unlikely ally, ironic, his old nemesis Apollo Creed. With Apollo's help, Rocky regains the will to win and confronts Clubber in a grueling rematch for the title. The thing about this movie was that I think the only thing I didn't like about it, I think I've showed that. Back to the figure then. I think the only thing I don't like about Rocky 3 is it's the first movie in the series at this point where he actually has the rematch in the same movie. Of course, with the first Rocky, he loses to Apollo, then he comes out for the second film and beats Apollo. Where this one, he loses the belt, but then also has the rematch in the same film. I understand at this point that they couldn't probably have turned Rocky 4 into the rematch. It would have just been too much of the same thing. So I get maybe why they did that. But it just kind of feels too quick to me. You know, he loses the belt, he loses Mickey and everything, and then he comes back and wins the belt again. So it's kind of two fights in one movie. But anyway, guys, that is the Clubber Lang figure from Neca as part of the Factory Sealed series. I hope you enjoy him. Like I said, he's not the most exciting figure, but he's heavily detailed. And of course that grimacing look of Clubber Lang. And the catchphrase he says, you know, dead meat, or something along that line. I was always fond of the, you know, hey there, pretty woman, hey there, pretty woman, you come over here and show your real man. And that's probably the worst impression of Clubber Lang. But there you have him, guys. Clubber Lang, who clearly pities the fool.